My child, I always guide your steps towards the good, but sometimes I allow you to choose for yourself. I don't give you any sign, any answer even when you ask me, not because I want you to suffer alone, but because I want to make you capable of choosing the right things for yourself and take tough decisions. But there is a limit to everything, and sometimes I also need to stop guiding you because of your own sake. Yes, my child, through this message today, I am warning you that I will be with you always, but I will not always give you what you desire. I will not always help you until it's necessary. You need to learn to fight your battles. My child, I have walked beside you since the moment I formed you in the quiet mystery of your beginning. I have seen your first breath, your first tears, your first laugh, and your first fall. I have been the unseen strength beneath your feet, the calm whisper when you were lost, and the fire that stirred in you when you longed to rise again. You have never been abandoned for even a heartbeat, though there were times you thought the silence meant I was gone. That silence is not absence, but space. Space for you to grow, space for you to seek, space for you to discover that within you is more than fear, more than weakness, more than confusion. Within you is the spark I placed there before the foundation of the world, a spark that will not be extinguished unless you choose to turn away from the breath of life I keep breathing into it. I know, my child, that you sometimes cry out, asking me for a sign, for a word, for an unmistakable answer. And there are times I grant it. There are times I make the way plain before you, times I place the answer in your hands so clearly that you cannot doubt it. But there are also times when I remain still, when I hold back the sign, when I do not rush in to lift the weight from your shoulders. You have wondered if that means I have turned away, if I have grown weary of your prayers. But no, it is because I know you must walk into the storm and find your own strength in the midst of it. If I carried you through every battle without ever letting you lift your own weapon, you would never know the strength of your arm. If I shielded you from every blow, you would never know the resilience I built into your spirit. If I took away every burden before you felt its weight, you would never know that your shoulders were crafted to bear more than you imagined. I am not raising you to be fragile, my child. I am shaping you to be unshakable. Yet, hear me clearly. I am not cruel. I do not delight in your struggle. My love for you is deeper than the oceans, fiercer than the winds, gentler than the softest dawn light. But love is not always comfort. Love is also discipline. Love is also truth. Love is also letting you take steps that terrify you because you must learn what you are capable of. And in those moments, though you feel alone, I am nearer than your breath. I am watching, I am ready, I am holding the line so the storm cannot take more than it should. Do not mistake my silence for neglect. I am a gardener who sometimes steps back from the tree so its roots will go deeper in search of water. If I watered you every hour, your roots would stay shallow and the first drought would wither you. No, I allow the seasons of thirst so you will reach deeper, past the stones, past the dry earth, until you tap into the living streams that cannot be dried up. Those streams are already within you, but you will not find them if I never let you search. You have asked me, why do I face so many trials? Why is the path always uphill? My child, you are climbing for a reason. The view I have prepared for you cannot be seen from the valley. The treasures I have hidden for you cannot be found in the shallow places. The wisdom I have for you is mined in the depths where only the brave dare go. You think the climb is punishment. It is preparation. You think the burden is a curse. It is a shaping tool. You think the delay means I am far. It means I am working on something you cannot yet see. There is a limit, though, to how much I will shield you from your own choices. I gave you the power to choose because love without choice is not love at all. But choice is a blade that can both free and wound. When you choose against my ways, you walk into shadows that I would have spared you from. I will not always rush to snatch you out of them the moment you cry. Sometimes I will let you walk a little longer in the darkness, so you will remember the pain of it, so you will learn to seek the light before you are swallowed by the night. But I will not let you be destroyed. I will not leave you in the pit forever. Even when you have wandered far, I will stand at the edge of the horizon, watching for the faintest turn of your head, the smallest movement toward me. And the moment you take that step, I will run to meet you. My mercy is not rationed. My forgiveness is not thin. My embrace is not reluctant. Still, I tell you again, I will not always give you what you desire, for not every desire is good for you. A child may long for fire in his hands, but does not see how it can burn him. A traveler may wish to drink from every stream, not knowing some are poisoned. You have prayed for things you thought would bless you, but I saw the harm hidden within them. You have grieved when I said no, but one day you will thank me for the doors I closed. There will be moments ahead when you will stand at a crossroads, and I will not mark the path with bright arrows. You will search the skies for a sign, and the skies will remain still. In those moments, you will need to remember what I have already taught you. My voice in the past, my truth in the quiet, my faithfulness when you thought all was lost. You will need to let the roots you have grown hold you steady, even when the wind rises. And when the time comes that you fight battles without feeling my hand upon your shoulder, know this, I have not left you. I am simply giving you the dignity of your own courage. I am honoring the warrior you have become. I am letting you see yourself as I see you, not weak, not helpless, but strong, wise, and enduring. You have feared failure, but failure is only final if you refuse to rise. Every stumble is a lesson, every loss a sharpening, every tear a cleansing. I can use even your worst mistakes to carve beauty into your life if you bring them to me. I am the potter who can remake the vessel, no matter how many times it cracks, but each time it becomes more intricate, more precious, more capable of holding what I will pour into it. My child, you will not always feel my nearness, but you can always trust my heart. Feelings rise and fall like the tide, but my love is a mountain that does not move. You may not always hear my voice as a whisper in your ear, but my word is written for you to return to again and again, a lamp that does not burn out. You may not always see my hand, but you will see my fingerprints on every good thing, on every rescue, on every dawn that follows the night. Do not be afraid of the path ahead. It will not be without pain, but it will not be without purpose. You will be stretched, but you will not be broken beyond repair. You will face loss, but you will also find joy in places you never thought to look. You will be pressed, but you will also be refined until what is within you shines brighter than gold. I will teach you to stand when the ground shakes. I will teach you to love when the world grows cold. I will teach you to hope when the night refuses to end. I will teach you to see me in the smallest things, the kindness of a stranger, the laughter that breaks through grief, the beauty that blooms in forgotten corners. There will come a day, my child, when you will look back on the seasons you thought were wasted, and you will see they were not wasted at all. They were the very seasons that made you who you are. You will realize that the silence taught you to listen deeper, the absence taught you to seek harder, the delay taught you to wait with faith, and the trials taught you to stand with courage. My child, I have done this with many before you. You are not the first to stand in a place where my presence is with you, but my hand does not remove the challenge before you. In ages past, I have called my people to face enemies, to step into uncertainty, to fight battles that seemed impossible. And though I was with them every step, I allowed them to take the sword in their own hands, to walk into the fire, to press forward when the ground shook beneath them. Do you remember my servant Joshua? He stood before the walls of Jericho, a city fortified beyond his strength, guarded by warriors stronger than his people. I could have sent fire from heaven to consume those walls in an instant. I could have scattered their enemies with a single breath, but instead, I told him to march. Day after day, I commanded him and the people to walk in silence, to carry the ark, to circle the city while the enemy watched and mocked. I gave no sword into their hands for that moment, no visible sign of victory until the appointed time. I wanted them to learn obedience before triumph, perseverance before reward. And when the seventh day came and the trumpet sounded, I brought the walls down, not because they had the power to make them fall, but because they had learned to trust my word and follow through even when they could not see the outcome. So it is with you. I will sometimes place you before walls you cannot bring down with your own strength, not to crush you, but to teach you to keep walking until my appointed time. Do you recall the day when David, just a shepherd boy, stood before Goliath? I could have struck the giant dead where he stood. I could have sent a legion of angels to scatter the Philistines, but I allowed David to take the field with nothing but a sling and stones. I let him feel the weight of the enemy's threats, the laughter of those who thought him too small, too weak. And yet I was there, guiding the stone, steadying his heart, filling him with courage that was not his own. That battle was not just about victory over a giant. It was about showing my people that I do not save with sword or spear, but through faith and obedience. David had to face the danger himself, but he did not face it alone. And think of my servant Gideon. When I called him, he hid from his enemies, unsure of his worth, doubting his strength. Yet I told him to rise and fight, and when his army gathered, I sent most of them home until only 300 remained. I did this so he would know the battle was mine, yet I still told him to go into the fight. I could have won that battle without them lifting a hand, but I wanted them to see that their faith in me could drive out fear and turn the weak into mighty warriors. Gideon's victory was not because of the size of his army, but because I was with him in the midst of the fight. There was a day when my servant Moses stood at the edge of the Red Sea, with Pharaoh's army closing in behind. The people cried out in fear, but I told Moses to lift his staff and stretch out his hand. I could have simply carried them across in an instant, yet I asked them to walk. The sea parted, but they had to step forward between the walls of water. Each step was a step of trust, for the waters could have crashed down at any moment had I not held them back. I wanted them to know that deliverance is not always a leap, but often a walk, one step at a time, with danger on both sides, until you reach the other shore. And when my servant Elijah faced the prophets of Baal on Mount Carmel, I could have destroyed the false prophets without a word. But I asked Elijah to stand, to speak truth, to pour water on the altar until it was drenched, to challenge the people to choose whom they would serve. He had to face their jeers, their threats, their disbelief. Only then did I send the fire from heaven. I was with him through every word, every moment of silence, every gaze of the crowd, but he had to stand there alone in the eyes of men before I showed my glory. My child, I am the same God with you. I have not changed. I am the one who strengthened Daniel in the lion's den, yet did not keep him from being thrown into it. I am the one who walked with Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego in the fiery furnace, yet did not put out the fire before they entered. I am the one who let Paul be imprisoned, yet turned the chains into a testimony that still shakes the world. I allow you to face the battle because I know what it will make of you. Do you see how Daniel emerged from the lion's den with greater authority than before? How the 3 young men came out of the fire without even the smell of smoke, and the king himself proclaimed my name. How Paul's letters written from prison became lifelines for generations yet unborn. These moments were not born from comfort. They were born from courage that grew because my people trusted me in the midst of trial. I will do the same with you. There will be times I will not stop the arrows from flying, but I will make sure they do not destroy you. There will be days I will not move the mountain, but I will give you the strength to climb it. There will be nights when the darkness does not lift, but I will be your light within it. And I want you to understand something deeper still. Even when my people fought their battles, the victory was always mine. Joshua swung the sword, but it was I who gave the land. David hurled the stone, but it was I who guided it. Gideon blew the trumpet, but it was I who sent confusion into the enemy's camp. My presence does not always mean the absence of struggle, but it always means the presence of victory in the end. You may think that the battle you face now is unlike those before, that it is too heavy, too long, too complex. But I have seen battles greater still, and I have led my children through them. Do you remember when Jehoshaphat faced a vast army and feared for his people? He sought me, and I told him the battle was mine, yet I still commanded him to go out against the enemy. They went singing praise, and the enemy was scattered before them. They lifted no sword, but they still had to stand on the battlefield. Faith is not proven in safety. It is proven when you take your place even before the outcome is clear. This is what I am teaching you, my child. To take your place, to stand, to fight when I call you to fight, to sing when I tell you to sing, to wait when I tell you to wait, and to trust that even when my hand is not visibly moving the pieces before your eyes, I am still the one writing the end of the story. There will come moments when you will be tempted to run from the fight, to hide from the calling, to bury the gift I have placed in you, because the risk seems too great. But remember, every battle I have allowed my children to face was never to destroy them, but to reveal who they are in me. You may think of yourself as too small, too weak, too flawed. So did Moses when I called him. So did Jeremiah when I told him to speak. So did Esther when she was asked to go before the king. And yet, each one discovered that their weakness was the stage on which my strength could be displayed. Moses lifted his staff and seas parted. Jeremiah spoke words that still echo through the ages. Esther stepped forward and saved her people. Not because they had all the answers, but because they said yes when it mattered. So here you are, my child. The battles before you are not accidents. They are not punishments. They are invitations, invitations to see my faithfulness, to discover your strength, to walk in the courage I have already placed within you. You will fight, but you will not fight alone. You will face enemies, but none greater than my power. You will walk through valleys, but I will be your shepherd. And when you feel the weight of the sword in your hand, when you feel the heat of the fire, when you hear the roar of the lions, remember this: I have been here before with those who came before you, and I am here now with you. The same God who closed the mouths of lions will silence the voices that rise against you. The same God who parted seas will make a way where none seems possible. The same God who brought down walls will remove the barriers you cannot move. Do not shrink back. Do not let fear steal your steps. The enemy would have you believe that you are fighting alone, but look closer. My presence is beside you. My angels go before you. My spirit is within you. Every step you take in faith shakes the ground beneath the enemy's feet. And when this battle is over, you will look back and see my hand in every detail, in the timing you did not understand, in the strength you did not know you had, in the way the enemy's plans crumbled even as he thought them certain. You will see that I was not only with you, but that I was shaping you, preparing you for battles yet to come, for victories yet to be won. This is why I do not always remove the fight from your life. Because the fight is where the faith grows, the courage rises, the roots go deep. The fight is where you learn that victory is not the absence of struggle, but my presence in the midst of it. And I promise you, my child, every battle you face in my will ends in victory. Not always the victory you expect, not always the one you ask for, but the one that will lead you closer to me, deeper into your purpose, and higher into the calling I have placed upon you. So take up your place. The battle may be long, but I am the same yesterday, today, and forever. The God of Joshua, of David, of Gideon, of Moses, of Elijah, of Daniel, of Esther, is your God, and I will not leave you. Not now, not ever.